yeah.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Blame Your Brother episode 127. We are back once again, delivering you the third best podcast in Nashville as voted by the readers of the Nashville scene. We are Blame Your Brother, streaming the show every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Come join us. Come hang out with us as we record the podcast live. There's three of us that make up this fine program. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, and I'm still here, and I'm joined by this guy who sits over here to the left of me. It's MAGA hats on, Lee.
What's up, everyone? It's the one only X1K, Ron Jeremy's only bastard child, and of course, the one, the only, LeBron's safety pin.
That's right, and then this guy that sits over here to the right, giving out advice to everybody, it's John.
John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so that's three of us, David, Lee, John. We will be talking to you today about news, society, politics, pop culture, who knows where the conversation will go. But, hey, go subscribe to the podcast. Go grab it. Go give us a rating and review on whatever platform you're listening to. Every Friday morning, new episodes, so go check those out and tell your friends about it. So we're going to go ahead and get started, start the program running, and we do the same thing every week. We got to make room for us to offer apologies, retractions, omissions of things we said last week's episode that may have offended, maybe we're incorrect. I don't know. I've never done either of those two, but Lee, we'll let you get started. Is there anything you need to apologize for?
Well, as is the new tradition, I always apologize for John first. John, you have to apologize for bluffing about Weezer. You totally acted like you had listened to the album. You were making judgments on it. Have you had a week to think about it?
I'll tell you what, after the podcast was over, we listened to No Scrubs, according to Weezer, and it sounded just like TLC's, except there was dudes singing instead of women. So, no, I am not apologizing. My bluff stood. It stood the chance. It made it through.
So, okay. So, how many
How
many songs are on the album, you think? 8, 9, 10?
I think 10 or something.
So,
I don't know.
1/10. You're bluffing.
Oh, no.
9/10.
Africa sounds straight up like Toto's.
So, 2/10.
I listened. I had a playlist going at work on Spotify, and Take On Me came on, and immediately just skipped it. I'm like, this.
Same song?
You can't be better than the original song. There's no version of Take On Me that's going to be better than the original. I mean, how would that be any better? And their version, I was just like, this sounds dumb. I didn't even hear the vocals. I'm like, I'm out. Once again,
you pulled a John bluff.
No.
You didn't even wait for the vocals.
I don't want to. I don't need to hear this album at all. And people agreed with us online. People
I thought I read some people interacting with us that said they liked it. It was fun.
They liked it, but they wanted more. Someone said they like it, but it seems like a money grab, like we said. And they said the Black Album's coming out in the next couple of months. So I think everyone that listened to it wants to see what the Black Album's about. But this band is past their prime. I mean, we just got to just embrace that. They're done.
Okay, so I did hear something pretty clever.
Okay.
The Weezer Mira album, where Weezer covers Weezer songs.
That'd be good.
What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
How do you think it would be in comparison to them covering other people's songs?
If they covered the first two, it wouldn't be any good because I think when we look at Weezer, honestly, you look at the first two albums, classics, masterpiece. If you ask anyone what's your favorite Weezer album, and they don't say one of the first two albums, they're an imposter, a phony, a fraud. You can't trust them at all. Blue Album and Pinkerton are the only correct answers. Which one is up to you? But Matt Sharp left the band after Pinkerton, and they have never gotten back to the top of the hill when Matt Sharp left. Is that coincidence, or was he highly important to the band and they just ignored it? I mean, come on, man. Look at all the harmonies that were on all the Weezer albums. That's Matt Sharp doing it. I think he brought some zaniness to the songs. And I think once he left, it just became straight ahead rock. And I think the genius of the first two albums is it wasn't straight ahead rock. It was different. It was different,
very different.
Different theme, the way they delivered messages and things like that. And Pinkerton, I mean, just masterpiece. And That's what I'm saying about that. I could go on about Weezer for days.
So, but how do you think? Okay, going back to the Mirror album, let's say they covered Pinkerton.
Ooh.
I mean, that would be bad, right?
Yeah, it'd be terrible. I mean, it wouldn't be the original.
I mean,
songs
obviously
at all.
they would pick like a song off every album
Okay.
or whatever. So, what song would you off Pinkerton?
Oh.
Would you want Weezer to redo without Matt Sharp?
Oh, I would love to hear El Scorcho without him because I think
Okay.
he was very influential in that song. I
So
mean,
you just think it would tank
El
though?
Scorcho, that's him. Like a rat. I mean, that's him doing the beginning of the song. So
That's just him. According to you, that's just Weezer.
I'm just saying, name a great song, and they've had good songs and they've had decent albums after that, but they've never been great like that. That's what I'm saying. And
I mean, it's hard
off
to-
the Blue album. What song should they cover?
My Name is Jonas.
Something like that. I wouldn't want to hear. I don't want to hear Buddy Holly for the 8 millionth time. Even No One Else
In My
or
Garage.
No One Else is my favorite
No
song.
One
off
Else
that
is really.
album.
I'd love to hear No One Else redone.
What if they did it like rock and roll style, like up tempo,
I don't know, man.
punk rock,
I don't know.
downhill, longboarding, no
I
gloves?
think I'm gonna start a Weezer podcast, just where I break down like every Weezer song. And just, I mean, you have like a lot of episodes. You know, they've got B-side rarities, they've got cover albums, they've got live. I mean, you could do like a lot with the band. But anyway, are we
6 Flags
apologizing?
America,
Are we
that'd be
apologizing? Yeah, are we apologizing to Weezer or
Jeffrey John's bluffing.
Oh, okay.
No, my bluff stood the test.
You're still 8/10, so that's like
if
what?
if you're playing poker and you bluff and you
4/5
win,
You're
you ain't
4/5 bluff.
apologizing for nobody.
You're 4/5 bluff, dude.
4/5 bluff.
No, until you
okay.
until you prove my bluff wrong, it stands.
Okay.
Is there anything you need to apologize for?
No.
Okay.
Not really. I think we're gonna get into some more MAGA hat.
For sure. Yeah.
So we can cover all that there.
We will.
But
Okay.
other than that, I think it was pretty clean, pretty clear.
Okay, John. What about you, brother?
Last week's episode, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, good. We'll move on. I mean,
What
I
about
don't.
you?
No, I mean, I stood by everything I said. I thought I came across the most rational person on last week's
I
episode.
seriously doubt that.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
I do.
Well, let's get
I
into it.
know.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. So we talked about, a lot of people said last week they enjoyed the episode immensely. Like, they really enjoyed it. They loved the political talk. I listened back and it was interesting. You know, we could have probably talked about it for another 30 minutes, but
I think we did.
after the show
Yeah, we
went,
did.
after the show went off there, people have asked me in real life, like, what was it like in the studio?
John pulled out a chainsaw. I
I'm
was chasing people around the room.
Well, I mean,
no, you, not people.
yeah, I'm dead serious. People were asking me. I was like, it got pretty heated after the show went off the air. I mean, it got pretty wild, and I was not.
did.
I was
It got
not involved
super
in
heated.
it. I was not involved in it. So,
Um,
John, was I really involved in that? At some point, I go.
I mean, there was some nodding, but there was not any hard.
you were definitely involved. But there's
Arguments.
also the circle of lackiness. Don't forget about that.
Well, if you have a lackey, they do your job for you. So,
Right.
yeah,
So-
I mean,
Well,
but-
if that's the case, then you were involved. If I am, in fact, your lackey.
yeah, you
true.
can't just
So
wash
you can't
your
have
hands.
it either way.
I mean,
you
no,
can't have both
yeah,
ways.
I spoke my piece on it, but
You're like the Pontius Pilate of blame your brother.
Pontius Pilate. Yeah, I washed my hands of it. I literally said while you guys were talking about it, after the show was over, I go, I'm done with this. I don't care anymore. I honestly don't care about the stupid MAGA hat. But we're back. It's a new week.
Well,
with
you
the-
had a lot of you were super fired up about the Covington incident
yeah,
in particular.
I feel they got it shakedown. I still believe it. Anyway, we put it on all social media. We put it on Instagram, Facebook, and we had some comments. So these are the comments from Instagram first off, where we just said, does the hat, as Lee said, Lee, my brother right here, sitting to the left of me, does it make you an automatic racist? Okay. Now, my boy Clay, we used to work together, says no with an exclamation mark. Okay. No. Then Troopery is a blamer as well. She's worn the shirt and all that. She says, because you called it the modern day KKK outfit, she goes, a KKK outfit, LOL, ridiculous. Now we got Richard Call, who's a big time liberal. I mean, super liberal, goes, yes. Of
course.
What great.
but no exclamation.
Right, no exclamation. So he's not that sold on. And then Caleb, who does Caleb Says Stuff, and he does video reviews, really good dude. Go follow him on Instagram. There are racists who wear it, but not everyone who wears it is racist, which is kind of what I said. That's
That's probably look, and it's really difficult when you most people when you use the word everyone, especially if you're in a debate or something. They really try to pin it against you, but I don't think anyone really means when they say everyone that they're talking like the hard every single one. Obviously, life is full of exceptions. So, but I think when someone is talking about the colloquial everyone, they're talking about the vast majority, like near everyone. It's just easier.
All right, well,
that's
not what you said last week. But anyway, all right, let's get to the.
I don't think you did listen back to the podcast.
I did
100%.
I did. Let's go to the Facebook comments because they're a little bit spicier. They got a little bit more spice on them.
A little bit of spice
From my brother-in-law Corey.
Oh, of course.
This is great. It says, if no one is around to hear Lee make a sound, does he really make a sound?
Wow.
Then
what can be said about
That can be
what can
our-
be said about failed
key.
podcasters, right?
Hey. Oh, shots fired at Corey. Did you just call Corey a failed podcaster?
I'm just saying, like, I see a trend here.
No.
I see a trend here. You're the original failed podcaster,
Yeah,
so Corey's
I am.
got to be one too.
Is Corey my lackey now too?
Maybe more of a henchman.
Okay, henchman. Okay, good.
Or a confidant, maybe.
Now, Annette Hutchinson says, haters got to hate. You just got haters got to hate.
Races got to race.
All right, Jason Steen, who obviously hangs out with us every Thursday. Not all racists wear MAGA hats, but all MAGA hats are racist.
mean,
that's you. Okay.
That's most closer to what I feel.
Okay, and then Andrew Daly, our buddy from high school, says, personally, I feel the extremists on both left and right are prejudiced to certain groups and try to hide the fact that they're behind word games. He goes polar opposite, and that's what's causing a lot of problems in the country. So there you go. So that was kind of some of the thoughts we gave. And then your girl, Alyssa Milano, who's a picture up here, says pretty much what Lee said. If you wear the hat, straight racist. Straight, like, I'm saying, this is Alyssa Milano now. Hot as chick, dude. She was amazing on Who's the Boss, on Charmed. She is a beautiful woman. If you were our age, you had a crush on her, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying to act like you're mine and John's age, you're 41, 42, whatever, you're telling me you didn't watch Who's the Boss and had a crush on her, you're crazy. But she says, I'm saying that everyone who proudly wears the red hat identifies with the ideology of white supremacy and misogyny. Oh, boy, Lee. What do you think about that?
You got to throw the misogyny on top of it.
Here
right?
we go.
You just gotta keep it
Misogyny
spicy.
alert.
Misogyny alert.
Oh, she hit every
Misogyny
Trump
alert.
supporter with a misogyny alert, every one of them. So do you want to stick with Alyssa Milano? This is a chance for you to apologize. See, this is what this segment's all about. Do you want to take back what you said, like Alyssa Milano said?
Okay, first off, what exactly am I taking back? Because
Do you agree with her that people who wear the hat identify with white supremacy and misogyny?
I mean,
Yes
it's
or
a
no?
it's a good bet. It's greater than a 4/5 bluff for sure. You know, it's like if a 4/5 bluff is like 2 10s and a poker hand, and then a MAGA hat's like a straight. It's like you can pretty much guess if someone out in public is wearing a MAGA hat that maybe you don't want to get to know them. Now, with that being said, you should probably judge people on their individual characteristics. There are a lot of people that are misinformed. There's a lot of people that are just ignorant of the situation. There's a lot of people who just let their ideals cloud their judgment and maybe put on a MAGA hat, right? Like, and I don't want to, and here's the thing, I don't want to create more division among people. I don't want it to be a side that we stand on with pitchforks and hurl at each other. I'm saying we don't need to leave these people behind. We need to educate them, and we need to bring them together.
They say you need to be educated.
And I do, without a doubt, need to be educated. I've heard from my friends. I've heard from my cohorts. I've heard from random strangers on the internet.
Friends and cohorts.
I'm being called butthurt. From the chat, how does Lee sit down when he is always butthurt? Okay, I get it. Obviously, I need a little bit of education, but we all do. And here's the thing: like, we need to come together and like, if this and enough people say that the "Make America Great" hat is, even if you have to admit, it's probably a little bit,
Statement.
edgy.
It's a
little bit
statement.
of a statement. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
So
sure.
like,
no different than wearing a Tom Brady shirt, though. I mean,
okay, stand up and show everyone your
all
Tom
right,
Brady
I did at the
shirt
beginning.
again.
Look at this. Beautiful.
All right, start the Tom Brady countdown. You have like 60 seconds.
You want me to talk about Tom Brady now?
You get
Or
60
wait?
seconds starting now.
Okay.
No more, no less.
Here's what I know about Sunday. It's going down. If you don't know, it's the Super Bowl, Rams versus Patriots. Tom Brady's still here. Every hater out there, you all said the dude was done. He's a cheater. He's not the GOAT. You're all morons, okay? Because when that dude wins Sunday and he's MVP of that game and he holds that championship up in the sky, none of you can say a damn thing. You can sit here and you talk about Deflategate and all this nonsense, but the truth is he is the GOAT without a doubt. They're the best team. They're a dynasty. Accept it, you losers, okay? Accept it and move on with your life, okay? I don't even need 60 seconds. He's the perfect man.
Well, okay, we're going to cut you off.
Talked about it before.
Okay, sorry, listeners.
If you don't like it, piss off. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is unrelated. I was working a Titans game, okay, with the Boy Scouts.
I feel like this is going to be a Tom Brady
No,
story.
no, it's just a situation. So I'm wearing my TB12 hat, okay? It's free country, dude. I can wear whatever I want. It's a preseason game.
So, another controversial hat.
A preseason game, okay? And these two kids come up and they go, take that hat off. I go, get out of here, you loser. Get lost. Oh, yeah, you like Tom Brady. You suck. I go, GOAT. And they just walked off.
So you're provoking kids now?
No, these were adults. These were not any kids, brother. These were adults. I mean, how lame is your life if you see a hat and you just go, I'm going to run this guy down who's out here working for free to hand out things to the Titans fans. Ridiculous.
It is a little bit tacky to wear a Tom Brady hat to work for free and hand out Titans gear. That's a little tacky.
I told you can only like one team in the world. That's crazy as hell, dude.
I'm not saying that you can't like Tom Brady, but I'm just saying it's tacky.
Not playing stupid. I'd rather see you wearing a MAGA hat with a Confederate flag cape than a Tom Brady hat. Okay, that's ridiculous. All right, anyway. That's ridiculous. Okay.
Well, the man.
I say we make a little Super Bowl bet. I say now's the time. We're here. And I think Lee needs that red hat on top of his head. I think so.
Any bet where I wear a MAGA hat. Yeah, that's off the table now.
If you
would have hit me 4 weeks ago, maybe.
If one of our videos gets 1,000 views, would you do it? Oh, I would. I mean, 1,000
Well, obviously you would. You're itching to get it on your head.
No, I don't want to wear it, but I'm just saying, if we put the facts on the line, there's nothing you could do. Nothing the Blamers could do to make you wear that hat for one episode.
I mean, I'm not going to say there's nothing they can't do, but it's going to take more than 1,000 views.
That is a lot.
Maybe for you.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're all together in the show, and nothing's come close to 1,000 yet. So, but I'm just saying, just think about it. I want to get that red hat on you. I think you put that hat on, it's like Shazam, Captain Marvel. You turn into like a different dude. You're a superhero. You're able to deflect arguments out of your way. You can just make fun of people and just move up in the world. You might become CEO of your company wearing that hat. You just take it over.
Probably not.
No,
I'm just guessing.
Doubt. Here, I do want to say this. It's crazy to me that a lot of Christians obviously are MAGA guys. I'd say he got the evangelical vote back in the day. It kind of helped him win. And the thing to me that really kills me about this is that Jesus taught forgiveness like over and over and over again while he's on the cross in the process of getting murdered.
Yeah. Forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do.
Forgive them, for they know not what they do. This is a man being tortured to death. This is the guy you guys worship. This is the guy on your altar. And yet them and other Christians on the other side do not embrace this. And I like what you said earlier. We do need to have conversations. We do need to educate, not change your opinion, but educate you. And maybe that changes your opinion. But I think now everybody wants to change your opinion automatically.
Well, first off, let me just get to your original point. And I think it's surprising to me that you were taken aback by Christians not acting very Christian-like, because that seems to be kind of the way it goes, right? I mean, even the Bible itself preaches against like false churches at the end of time. There's like a whole book about it, right? John?
Yes.
There you go.
John's a biblical scholar this week. It always kind of trips me out, because the people I'm talking about are the people that not only embrace Christianity, quote unquote, but they put it forefront of how they make decisions. And I keep coming back to some Christians I had that did vote for him. I go, there's no way you think this guy's a good guy anymore. Like, there's no way.
Are we talking about Trump?
Trump, he literally slept with a porn star and lied about it
multiple times.
And you guys crucified Bill Clinton when he did it. Like, you literally wanted this guy kicked out of office, and this man, essentially the same thing. I know, he wasn't in office. He did it, and he lied about it, and it affected the race.
Nobody cares, though. Nobody cares.
No,
when it's
people
Trump.
care, dude. I mean, you cannot sit there and attack someone and then do the exact same thing and act like, no big deal anymore.
Maybe it's their super armor hat.
And you could argue his is worse because he paid this woman like lots of money not to testify. I mean, that's wild. I don't know. Anyway.
Dude, and the thing about it is, and we're all going to come to find out about this, that's the least of the like crimes,
you keep saying
the sins that he's committed.
You keep saying that every week, bro. Every week is the week he gets impeached. Every week.
And who keeps talking about bluffing and saying stuff without any proof?
Dude, you were over here talking about Roger Stone earlier.
What about him? Oh yeah, I watched the Roger Stone movie. It was very entertaining. I mean, here's why I think it's funny. Do I like Trump? I've said it 1,000 times. No, but I know why he won, and I love watching.
I do too.
I get a big kick. I do, and I'm just admitting this. I'm putting it out here. Watching all those people at the Hillary Clinton little gatherings that night and thinking they were going to win. I mean, not thinking they were going to. They would have bet their lives that they were going to win this election.
I would have.
And watching some of those people cry and watching those news people just go, "It's the end of times as we know it." And I love it.
But
it brings me joy to watch these snowflake, precious people. They're so precious. You know, like Hillary Clinton's going to come and everything's
like watching people cry.
Everything's going to be better when Hillary Clinton gets in office. Yeah, dude. Fact check here. We'd be in the same position we're in right now.
I think we would be slightly better.
I don't at all. I believe we'd be engaged in a war with someone. She is a war hawk, and no one wants to talk about it. She likes to invade other people. When she was Secretary of Defense, we were fighting people left and right. Trump's like, man, let's pull the troops out. And then all the Democrats go, oh, we can't do that. Because he said it. But yet these were the same people that wanted him out. Obama actually promised that no troops would be left in the Middle East. And guess what? Lie. They were when he went out of office.
Well, there's always going to be troops. It's that everywhere. But, yeah, I think Mr. Brandon would agree with what you're saying 100%. With the war hawking and the bombing, Benghazi, stuff like this. Okay, but that's fine. But what about conspiring with foreign entities to dig up dirt on your political candidate? I mean, wasn't that kind of – doesn't that have echoes of Watergate? Yeah. Doesn't it have echoes of Deflategate?
I think there's a huge echoes of No. Well, you can argue that neither have been proved, so I would say that. But
I'm pretty sure they have hardcore evidence on Watergate.
Well, I'm talking about Deflategate. Watergate, yes.
So you agree with Deflategate?
I agree that it is a sham. It was a rundown by Roger Goodell against a team that shunned him, made him look dumb, and it's a team that people just want to hate.
Time out. No more Tom Brady talk.
You brought it up.
You brought up
Deflategate. You cannot bring it up and expect me not to approach it, man. I mean, come on.
I must defend my man.
Oh, you got to be joking right now. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So there we go. That was some of our comments about the MAGA hat. We do appreciate you guys getting those to us. We really do. It's always fun. And so we will ask, what happened this week in your lives, Lee? Anything going on this week?
Yeah, so I've fully embraced some of the advice that you gave me last week. So I've turned it into the Hip Hop is Fun campaign. Okay. So I went out and I bought some studio gear to try and improve my hip hop beats.
Can we get like the
hip hop is
fun?
You
if I get you just a random beat, could you rap over it? Could you spit some
maybe.
Oh, really?
Maybe. Oh, not live.
No. I just said right now, could you do it?
I mean, I don't think the people want to hear that.
John, do you want to hear it?
I'm going to hear it.
Maybe I'll do like some bonus footage. I'm not going to do it first off.
I mean, I just want to hear maybe just go. You're
not going to play some like what's his name, the Executioner, to try and improve my.
Here we go. Oh, can we get like the hip? Oh, this is good production because you can hear you under the bottom of it. Could you rap over it? Could you spit some?
Maybe spit and flow.
Yeah, it's good.
This is the easy part. You just talk, just like,
John, jump in, John.
There's Lee up in here. Ron, join me in the hissing, and then you bust in.
Go ahead, John. I'll be your backup man.
No, you're the one who's doing it.
Come on, man.
Skeet.
Give us something. Give us a little something. Come on, man.
No, you first, man.
I'm not a rapper. I never said I was a rapper.
Hip hop is fun.
I got a gun. You want to run? That's it. Okay, you got a long way to go, brother.
My talent is none.
If you are going to sit here and act like you're the Biggie Smalls of 2019, you got to be able to spit on the microphone at will. Have you not watched The Breakfast Club? Or you not watched these hip hop shows? Part of the talent is the freestyle, man. Anyone can write a bunch of lyrics.
I get it. And like, I understand you scrubs hand your stuff off for free. I get that. All right. I get it. But this guy's at the, destined for the top. You don't just write blank checks.
Jason Steen said this is tragedy, and I would agree that would be a good name for the album. This is tragedy.
This is tragedy. The volume 1.
DJ Beats.
Obviously.
DJ Beats. BEETZ. That's Lee. DJ
The
Beats.
Z.
Hip hop is fun.
Okay.
Solo number 1.
So you bought some more rap equipment.
Yeah. I think the next I'm gonna get like a DJ, like a 6-foot DJ table.
Okay. So now you're not even a rapper. You're like a DJ.
Yeah, maybe some lights.
You need like a fun beat. Maybe that's what it is.
A
You
fun
need a
beat?
fun beat. Here we go.
Is
The
this
week
like
after that, you can go to the talent store, pick up some of that.
Here we go. Lee thinks rap is fun, so we got a little fun beat here. It's called Tangy. So come on, Lee. Just something. Just off the top of your dome. You got the beat?
I'm
You
not.
got it?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
My name is Lee. I can't rap.
That's bad. No, yeah.
I like that beat though.
My
Okay.
rap smells
so
like
this ain't
pee.
happening. You're not. My name is Lee. I like to pee. Standing up in the big old tree.
Look, man, it's gonna be nice looking down at you from the top.
That ain't a shower. That's
Okay.
just me.
It's gonna be real fun. Okay, that's
Don't
all
quit.
I'm saying.
Robin says, I know people who actually make beats and lyrics for a living. Don't quit your day job, bud. That's from the live
Hey
chat.
man, I
right
get
now.
it. Look, I'm used to being hated on, obviously.
And Jason Steen asks, midlife crisis, question mark? I mean, I don't know what's going on here. So, okay, is that what you did? You just...
No, I'm gonna die young, man. This is not. I had my midlife crisis at like.
You're already too old to die young,
gonna be
friend.
nice look.
I'm sorry.
I'm only living to like 40.
So that's it. That's all you did.
Yeah, sorry. I live such an exciting life. What did you, John? What did you do, John?
I suffered from an age-old trope of being a guy. The problem with being a guy is you got the second biggest TV in the world. You want the biggest TV.
Okay.
And so recently, before Christmas, I bought myself a little Christmas present of a 75-inch TV.
Just a little Christmas present.
Little
Just a
Christmas
little-
present.
Got it on Groupon. It was a steal.
No. Walmart.com, baby.
Wow. This
He
man,
was-
Cyber Monday.
he's got does not know how to plug his sponsor.
He's abandoned his boy.
I'm Walmart from now on, y'all.
You've abandoned your boy.
So
Go ahead. Keep going.
I mounted the TV. Before I mounted it even, I tested the mount, put my full weight on it. Everything was working. So I got the TV up there. It was great till the last week.
What happened?
Oh, no.
The timing was impeccable
Okay.
because I just happened to be underneath where the TV was mounted. And I felt something hard at the top of my head. And it was said TV.
Oh, my God. What?
Yes.
Hold on. Back up a
Did you at
minute.
least save the TV, or is it
The
broken?
TV is okay.
You
Yeah,
tell
okay.
me a 75-inch television hit you in the damn head, bro?
It did.
Well, how? Wait, go back. I must have zoned out, bro.
Did you install it yourself?
You did this yourself.
Yes.
Nah, that's no surprise.
So you're standing under this.
I mounted my other TV, the 55-inch in the living room, and it's still 100% good.
What did you use? Some like 3M tape or something?
No, I did not use 3M tape.
Okay, I got to come back to a story that I told on an old podcast. It's one of my favorite stories of all time.
Does it involve a pool table?
Yes, it's the time I almost literally died, and this is a serious story. I swear, like
Why are you preempting John's story? I don't think he was done
because
yet.
no, this is like a little flashback right here to tell you a little bit about John's. So John's moving from one house to another, and he has.
I did not tie that on the roof of my car.
I don't know about that. So he has this huge pool table down in his basement. I mean, it's big. It's
Huge.
It's a big.
It's an 8-foot table.
8-foot table, and the thing is,
snooker.
he puts it on a SUV, and I'm not involved with this, but they tie it on top of the SUV with twine. Okay, twine rope. Now,
It was not twine.
no,
rope.
it was twine rope, brother.
not
It's probably
twine
something weaker
Let me
than
continue the
twine.
story, and I'll tell you why it was twine rope. So we're going down. This is at night. Okay, everybody. So set the scene. Dark. Okay, dark on Brawley Parkway. It's like a highway here in Nashville, and we're driving, and I noticed something come flying off that SUV. I'm right behind it. I look up in the
What
air.
could it be?
This pool table is 20, 30 feet up in the air.
You almost killed someone.
And it's coming down at
Him.
me,
Yeah.
like to my windshield, man. And I just happened to swerve at the last minute. It takes my side view mirror off completely.
Wow.
And if that thing would have went through my windshield,
Dead.
I'm dead. And my buddy's right behind me, Jeff, the Trump supporter guy, is behind me. He swerves, and this is the logic of John. All that to say, yeah, that's bad. We pull over, and this is what John actually. Now this is at night, brother. There are no street lamps anywhere around. It is pitch black. It falls into the interstate. We pull over, and John goes, "I think we should go get it." And I was like, "Bro."
I mean, you should probably pull it off the road.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
No, I called the police and said, "Hey, man,
There's a pool
the
table.
pool table in the middle of the interstate." So,
Y'all might want to clean that up.
so that tells you a little bit about John's skills. All right. So anyway, so what did you do when the TV hit you in the head?
So did you mount the TV with twine?
Oh, I did not mount the TV with on.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Dental floss?
Yeah, that's what I use. was dental
Parachute
floss.
cord?
Yeah, all those things. But anyway, so like part of the mount was still on the wall, and so I'm stuck kind of because my head like caught it kind of, and I was able to get it. But I'm 5'6", so my relative wingspan is about the same. The TV is 66 inches wide, which is 5'6".
right.
So I can't grip it like that. It's just impossible. So I'm having to hold it like this. And it weighs 75 pounds.
Oh.
And when it fell, my son was up there with me. He ran and jumped on the couch, and he was being really good. He was a big champ. My wife was downstairs sleeping.
Who's pregnant, by the way?
Who is
so,
pregnant.
I mean, you know.
I called for her. She couldn't hear me.
What was she gonna do?
She could get him out of the room.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
And then she could bring me some screwdrivers so I could try to finagle a way to get it all the way off the wall.
Right, because
so I could lower it down to the ground
World
safely.
Star, put that stuff on the internet.
And so I had to finally, I couldn't reach my phone.
Yeah.
And she couldn't hear me just by yelling. And so I was able to grab something to kind of jimmy the phone close to me.
Yeah.
So I could like call her. So I called her on the
I
phone.
wish you'd have videoed this, man. I
know,
mean,
this
this
is
is
ridiculous.
amazing.
And so like I called her. I was like, come upstairs, and she was napping. So she was like, what? She wasn't registering what was going on. She finally clued in. She came upstairs. She's like, oh my god! And she got Asher downstairs. She grabbed the screwdrivers and stuff. We were able to get off the wall and lower it down the ground safely. And it.
So we went. What was the problem?
I still don't know. Like the mount that attaches to the wall is like bent up.
You bought that at Walmart, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I'm just saying, bro. You might want to just not burn that bridge next time. Stick to the Groupon.
So how was? I mean, what happened to your head? I mean, it's
I
fine.
had a headache, but I mean, I have those all the time, so it's not much of a difference.
Huh.
But yeah, the downside now is like
Oh boy.
I'm trying to find like a TV stand that I can like not just sit it on there because Asher being Asher, he'll just go over and push it.
Okay.
But I want a TV stand that I can mount it to the TV stand. But I cannot find one that will work for 75-inch TVs.
I mean, they got to make them, man. I mean,
you'd think, but
are you looking on Groupon exclusively?
no, I've checked the best one. The closest I've found was Overstock.com, but I've tried Home Depot,
Groupon?
yes, Groupon,
Amazon.
Amazon,
Nothing on Amazon.
not for 75 inches.
Could use that link, bro.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Okay. Okay. So, right now you don't. So what? You don't have a TV or what?
I still watch it. It's on the. We just have it. I put the stand, the legs on it,
Yeah.
and so it's on. But it's just sitting on the floor now.
And there it will stay.
Probably for a long time.
No, it won't. My wife will not have that.
And this is more of a lesson in excess. I mean, when we talk about the 80s and Reagan and Trump
that's
and all
what I
this,
tried to set up at the beginning.
Yeah.
When it was all because I just wanted that big TV.
I mean, as Lee is the Biggie Smalls of 2019, but Biggie Smalls at one point said, more money, more problems. And so now you understand what that means.
Bigger
Yeah.
TV, bigger problems.
Trickle down TVs
Trickle
are
down
finally
TV, yeah.
happening.
Yeah, they are.
Right on
So-
top of John's head.
Well, I'm glad you didn't, get knocked out or... I mean, not a pool table situation, but, you know, could have been bad. So,
I mean, I'm glad the TV works.
yeah, there you go.
That's where my loyalty lie.
How much does one pay, just ballpark, for a 75-inch television?
I paid $700 for it.
Okay. It's not bad, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't
It's also the 4K, so.
Look at John.
That's another.
So you're going to be watching the Super Bowl on said TV?
Oh, probably.
All right. Lee, are you watching the Super Bowl?
I don't even know who's playing.
Yes, you do. I said it earlier. I said
Obviously the Patriots.
And the Rams.
The Rams?
Yeah, the Rams.
Is that Los Angeles these days?
Yes. And remember, way back in the day,
The Titans and the Rams.
that was one of Brady's. I think that was Brady's first Super Bowl, was Rams Patriots. And I remember calling Lee at the beginning of the season that year, and I go, "This is Tom Brady." Now, this is back in the day, too, and Lee can testify to this because he always reminds me about this.
Dude, you had your 60 seconds.
No, and Lee goes, I go, "Man, this guy, he's the real deal." And Lee goes, "He is." I go, "He's going to be something." And he always used to remind me of that because I was like, kind of forgot I said it, but I was a prophet back then. So
yeah, according to you, you're a prophet.
How are we going to talk about the Super Bowl and not talk about Tom Brady?
It'll be difficult for you, but maybe you could try.
I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Maybe they should just not even field any players. Just run him out there. Let's
just
see
do
what
it.
happens.
He'll win. He's a
kickoffs, punt returns, whatever.
Go. Okay. All right.
Let him be his own ball boy.
Yeah.
Get him back there in the bathroom.
Put
with an air
exactly
pump.
how much air he wants in there.
I mean, whatever a winner puts in his football, All right, so that was it. TV almost killed you.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Exciting.
Fun times.
Yeah. I don't know what happened this past week. It was our mother's birthday was this past week. My son has a birthday coming up this week, the day after Super Bowl. So, I mean, I've got some birthdays coming up, but this week was just a really relaxing week. And sometimes you need those. You're running around like crazy, but this weekend's going to be busy, obviously.
Well, I heard you were online with some squeakers. Did some chicken dinners.
Doing Fortnite still into it. Getting a little bit burnt out from time to time on it.
How can you argue? Like, how can you get online and mouth off at 10-year-olds?
I don't mouth off on them.
And then get on this podcast and talk about other people doing it down in
No,
Covington.
I don't mouth it.
You don't have to.
I have a legion of 10-year-olds that love me. They're like, this dude's the greatest guy that ever lived. And that's all I want in life. I just want people to love me. That's truthfully, if you say, what's David about? Not even, love is overrated, actually. I want people to pretty much admire me. I want people to worship me and admire me.
Did you drop a TV on your head? Because you're not doing a very good job.
No, because I look at the listeners' of this podcast, and that's constantly what happens. I mean, people email, they go, "You're the best, is the greatest. If you left the show, I'm out. I'm quitting."
They're sending you roses in the mail.
And I said, guys, I'm not going to leave the show. They would leave the show if anybody did, because understand, the talent always rises, and the lackeys and the cohorts fall by the. I'd probably have John as like a fourth mic in the next room over, just laughing. Ha ha! That's a good one, Dave.
Send in memory of the week or something.
Yeah, that'd be good. John would
be
do
the Egg
memory
McMahon.
Yeah, I need an Egg McMahon. Egg McMahon. That's your name, Egg McMahon. That's good. All right. Well, so that's it. So Super Bowl. Just real quick. So you don't even know who's playing. John, who do you really think is going to win the Super Bowl? Honestly,
I think the Patriots are going to win.
Okay, thank you. You going to say the Rams? You don't even know. You don't even know who's on the Rams, bro.
Go Rams. Go Rams.
Okay, go Rams. So there you go. Okay, well, let's get into some stories. We got some good ones. John, you said you're 5'6". I mean, that's short, right?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. Study: short men are angrier, more likely to commit violent assaults. It is called short man syndrome. We've all heard of this before, right?
Well, like Napoleonistic tendencies.
I hate to tell you, this is scientific now at this point. So they did a study, and they show that men that are shorter are more angry and are more likely, through studies, are more likely to commit violent assaults, which I just find that crazy. I always thought that was like
you found that crazy?
Well, that was like a joke, That was like a Napoleon was short and he was crazy. And I was like, all right, man. I mean, and I started thinking, man, I guess some angry people are short people now that I think about it.
I mean, think about it. So, like, when you have a society that puts a lot of pressure on men to be macho and alpha males, and then you're born short,
yeah,
you feel like you have to, like, step up your game a little bit, right?
Well, not only that, I mean, probably a lot of them get picked on, and so they're a target.
Oh, is this personal experience?
Sure, I've gotten picked on before for being for being small.
What
are we cutting off as short? First off, I think we need to establish some ground rules.
I would probably say like 3 or more inches shorter than the average.
Okay, so the average man is 5'10".
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're 5'6" or below, then that. So the study says a new research published by the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, shows short people are angrier and more violent than tall people. About 600 men between the ages of 18 and 50 were quizzed on their perception of male gender, self-image, and behavior in relation to drugs, violence, and crime. Science discovered that men who feel the least masculine are 3 times more likely. This is very interesting. Who feel least masculine are 3 times more likely to commit violent assaults with a weapon or assault that leads to an injury. This is called male discrepancy stress, or as Oxford calls it, short man syndrome. The universe says a short person's height can increase feelings of vulnerability and raise feelings of paranoia. So
I think this is it goes back to if you're a confident person, you probably don't feel the need to enact violence on other people to try to raise your stature or try to get this respect or something, right?
I think so.
And that's the other thing, a trained martial artist is probably the same way. They're not as likely to want to fight body because they know it's going to be
right.
They're super confident in themselves.
So who is the most confident person you honestly know? I mean, your friend Brandon is I would say he's very confident, man. I'd say Corey, my brother-in-law, is very, very confident man.
Is that confidence or is it cockiness?
Bordering on cockiness, but they're both confident and they're both about the same height. So maybe 6'3", 6'4" is the ideal height. But isn't it crazy in life that we judge people on height, what they look like, what they sound like,
weight,
things that you cannot even control, which is wild to me.
Accent,
everything. We are so judgmental as a society that we do look at women look at shorter men and go, no, I want a man that's at least this tall. And we've all met women that say that.
Men do the same thing to women, though.
Right. And men say, I don't want to date a tall woman. And so now all this time, it's that's related to masculinity. We feel like less of men, and we do need to work on that. I know the Gillette commercial came out and people were upset about it, and I feel because people thought that was a commercial opportunity by a brand just looking to capitalize on a movement. But there's nothing wrong when I think of a strong man. I was thinking about the story today for some reason, and I think we need to get around to what is manly. What does a man do? A man wants to be strong, but strong doesn't mean violent. I think our society puts those kind of together with movies and, look at Dirty Harry or all the, you can pick movies where the main guy is badass, but he's violent as hell. He's kicking everyone's ass all the time. So we bought into that. But I think more of a man needs to be a dependable man, kind, generous, but strong at the same time. I don't say we need to be like wimpy man walking around going, okay, it's all good. I think.
I mean, what's wrong with that, though?
But
you seem to like you're trying to solve a problem by putting on these false assumptions.
Well, I think in being having true strength is also the ability to instill strength in others, and just being a participation trophy giver doesn't make somebody else stronger.
So what about being a man is simply being born that way? If someone doesn't want to have strength and doesn't want to take control and command, that makes them less of a man?
I didn't say command.
But I mean, that's what you're basically saying with confidence,
the ability
strength.
The
ability to defend yourself, defend others,
strong in your convictions, strong in the way you are.
So if you're a woman, you can't be strong.
Oh,
he
no,
didn't say
he
wasn't talking about women or
I'm
men.
talking about men.
He just said strength.
So if you're saying if it's an attribute that is equally acceptable for man or woman, then why is it even brought up in discussion when it's gendered?
So you're married, I'm married, you're married. I would say if we put our wives together, they have very similar characteristics, I would say. Okay? I think the way that we operate our marriage was probably very similar to some degrees, and they look at us I can speak for my marriage, okay? I'm expected to do manly things. I'm expected to, if things needs to be fixed around the house, John can test. I'm doing it. Like I say, the yard work outside, take the trash out, do all that. That's how my relationship works, and that's how a lot of people.
And that's how you want everyone's relationship to work. I'm confused.
No, I don't want everyone. But
so okay, let me tell you.
But I think that's instilled in us.
I think status quo.
I think you look at cavemen that were doing the same thing. Why? Because they had this great self-awareness. Of course they didn't. They thought the sun was like a burning ball of fire, But that's ingrained in us. And
So
yes,
but what
there
you're
are.
saying is if you don't meet those ideals, you can't be a man? Like
No,
that's
no. I didn't
crazy.
say that.
And there's relationships where a woman is going to take the role.
I'm
and
talking
do
about
those
the majority.
things.
I'm not saying what you said. I'm not saying
But
all
you're,
of them.
you're judging that situation. It seems like.
Well, I'm speaking as a Southern man.
Actually, he just said our relationships.
Yeah, I said our
So,
relationship.
but what does that have to do with like who cares? Like, are we talking like just a specific instance? Are we talking about like you bring up the Gillette? You're saying all these things, the
Right.
movement. You seem to be making a judgment call on what is appropriate and what is not.
for me, for the way I view
But
the world.
you want to look at other men the same way.
I would never elect a man that's kind of wimpy to a power position like the president would be a good point. Now, if the strong woman comes forward and is strong as well, and I think we're getting definitions of strong wrong. I want someone that's strong in their convictions, strong in making decisions, strong as who they are, strong in the truth. See, these are things we want. It doesn't have to be I've got muscles jacked to the 9. No, that's not. That does not make you a man at all.
First off, I don't even think those are characteristics that make a good leader. So I mean, you're
Well,
already misguided.
So
on that
strong
point.
in your convictions is not a good
No,
leadership.
as a leader, you got to be able to take in the information and pick a path that's best for everyone. You have to be very empathetic. Someone who is strong in their convictions and unwavering is going to die on a hill. They're going to want to build a wall, and if they have to shut down the government for a month,
you can have convictions
gonna
and
do
still
it.
change your mind.
Yeah.
That's not really being strong in your convictions.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. So you want a flip-flopper up there, it just changes his mind based on what the popular people tell him to do?
I want
Because that's
someone
not
logical. I want someone intelligent.
Okay, so
I want someone innovative.
Okay.
I want someone that's willing to take in information and change their mind based upon the information
So you don't want
available.
your leaders to have strong convictions, is what you're saying.
I mean, the way that
I think the chat said Lee just wants to argue. Surprise, Lee wants to argue, and I think that's
Actually,
probably
that was
the
me.
best. Oh, well, there you go. That makes
No,
sense.
hold on a second. No, because you're saying, like, what do you mean? Okay, define what you mean when you say strong in conviction.
I mean, I would have to take, like, obviously a movie or a TV show.
No, let's talk about reality. What do you mean when you say strong in conviction? Because I'm obviously misunderstood.
I
what
want
you
someone,
said.
when I look at them, I know what they're made of. I know their moral fiber. I know their character.
And there's nothing that will change that.
Good-
Morals,
no.
their morals will never waver.
Good character. Good character will not change. No, like Captain America, if I give an example, you know why people love that character? You know why? Because he is strong in his
Because he was
convictions.
jacked.
No,
and
not
vulnerable.
No, he was a weenie, puny man when he first
was.
started. Yes,
He was.
He was.
But that's not
But
the
his
character people
But his
love.
character didn't change.
His character
and
didn't
people
change.
liked him when he was the
Yep.
skinny, scrawny guy.
That's true.
too.
His convictions never changed, just his body did, and that's what a strong person is.
Okay, so let's imagine that he's a German soldier before World War I,
Right.
and he's strong in his convictions.
But
and
it's
then
wrong.
the Nazi regiment comes in, and like he's like, "Well, I'm not going to change because I'm strong in my convictions." Germany #1.
Strong in the truth and strong in empathy. I do agree with that point. You do need to be empathetic. Strong on the right side of things. That's what I'm saying.
Strong
I mean,
on the
there's
right
no
side
way,
of things.
no argument ever is going to be, oh, the Nazis, man, they were right. You know, like if you think that, you would never be my leader.
But there was people that felt that way.
But they're no,
in the moment,
no. Well,
you really don't think that
yeah, but
people
there's people that
sided
supported
with-
slavery. I mean, that doesn't mean I agree with that either.
Right. So a good leader would grow up into a society and see that, take in the more information and say, this is not right.
See, this is the difference. I'm telling you right now, it's the difference between liberals and conservatives. You're hearing it right now. You're hearing it right now, honestly. I mean, seriously, you want someone that goes in elected and just like, hey, I'm open for any ideas no matter what. That doesn't work, because then, like, why am I voting for you? Like, so you're just going to change you're describing Trump, actually, is who you're describing,
No,
because Trump
definitely
doesn't
not.
have convictions. Oh, really? Because he goes, government stays shut down until I get my wall. What happened? What did he do? He caved and he got the federal workers.
Well,
So,
I mean,
so you
eventually he had
so
no
you love
choice.
that. You love that.
Oh
Are you
my
giving?
God.
Are,
No, because of
are you giving Trump
and
praise?
an intelligent, empathetic leader would not have shut down the government
But-
because he was strong in his conviction.
But he opened it back up. Do you?
He didn't have a choice, David.
Yes, he has a choice.
Your argument is filled with
Do
fallacy.
you give Trump any credit for reopening the government?
No.
Okay, but there you go. I mean, that's the thing with Trump. When we talk about Trump or anybody else, you're never gonna, the guy could do anything, and you've already confessed.
He could have not shut down the government to begin
So
with.
he did it all by himself. Just him.
Yes, he was the sole.
The Democrats
yes.
had nothing to do with it. Okay. All right, moving on to the next story. Then
I want a leader who's going to hold an entire country hostage. Yes, that's what I said.
He's not the only person that's done
That's
it.
what I said.
He's not the only president that's done it.
That's what I said.
Actually, the other two presidents did it. Democrats.
You know what we need as a leader? We need a strong man. That's what we need. We need someone that's Southern and grew up with strong convictions and knows what's right and wrong without talking to anyone. They need to be very opinionated, and most importantly, they need to be wrong.
Are you running for president?
What is it? Am I a flip-flopper? Or
No,
I'm strong in
everything
my
you just
conviction?
said was like you to a T.
That doesn't even make sense because one second I'm a flip-flopper and the next I'm strong in my convictions.
Next story. That's a good one, John. That's the burn of the week. Welcome to the burn of the week.
It doesn't even make sense, though.
All right. Does this make any sense? Specially contaminated tissues sold to make you sick. Customers are wanting to buy tissues with sick germs on them where they can get sick when they want to during the cold and flu season. You've got to tell me this is not bonkers right here. You're telling me this is, I want one of you to tell me this is right. Give it to me right now.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Lee, are
This
you
is
going to
fake
defend this?
news.
No, it's not fake news.
They're sold out of their stock. The company obviously is a sham. They're not actually doing this. No one's buying this.
That's not what the story says. Would you be interested in getting sick when you choose to instead of just getting it through school? Like your kid comes home and he's sick, or you're at work and somebody shakes your hand, which should be outlawed. Would you choose? Do you wish you could choose when you got sick? Does this interest you at all, Lee? At all?
No.
No percentage.
Zero.
Zero
Chance I'm going to buy used tissues.
Well, it's speaking to the upper class people. Me and John, middle class of the road as they come. We're the most blue collar dudes you've ever met in your life. He's what killing about Lee. Lee 1%er. Makes more than me and John put together.
I wish I was a 1%er. I'd get some new friends starting with you two.
You can't get any more friends because you're 1%er. Everybody hates you except for us. This seems like something you would want to do.
Why? I just told you no way.
How did you know this was sold out, number one? Did you go on there and try to buy this tissue?
No, I
Yes.
saw a
Oh, I
story
did. Yeah,
early
you're
in the
okay.
week where they tried to interview the people and they declined interviews.
Seems like you're doing a lot of research into it. That's why all I know is this story right here. I just know the article. You know a lot of details about it. I think, and you won't admit this because you can't use the Amazon link for it, but you were on there surfing around. You wanted to do this. You seem like you want control of the situation. Just tell us, how much were these tissues if you don't know anything about it? How much?
How much do I think they are?
No, yeah. How much do you think they are?
I've
Sure,
read
brother.
the article, so
Well,
I
how
know.
much? Okay, how much? How much were you? So you're willing to spend $80?
$80 for used tissues, basically.
You heard it here. Lee was willing to spend 80 bones.
I did not say that, but
It was
seriously,
sold out.
seriously though. So let's back up for a second.
Okay,
though.
back up.
So, have you ever had a flu shot before?
Yes.
Did you feel like sick afterwards?
No, never.
Never.
No,
have
no,
you ever
I-
had like a vaccine that maybe made you feel a little puny?
Never.
You never went to the doctor and felt worse afterwards?
No, never. I've never gone to the doctor and felt worse walking out. Never in my life.
John?
I've had a tetanus shot, and those create some soreness. But outside of things like that, no.
He's talking sick. He's talking.
I'm not talking about sick. No.
No, I was just talking about.
Go ahead, Alex Jones.
Slightly.
What you got here? Come on,
I was
Alex.
just trying to find a comparison point. but
Alex, tell
There's
us.
nothing. I mean, people are in California drinking raw water. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
If they want to buy a box of tissues that someone snotted in,
Let them do
it's
it.
America. Let them do it.
All
right.
right.
Maybe.
Speaking of America and letting people do what they want, people write us with questions. John gives them advice in a little segment we call Dear John.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right. So we have an email from a listener. John's going to try to help this guy. He needs help with his love life. And we know John is the best, quote unquote, at giving advice to Lee.
Just call me Romeo.
Read that question.
This one comes in. Dear John, I am in the middle of a long-distance, non-relationship all over text. This girl lives in Seattle, a very long away from home. She randomly texts me from time to time talking about wanting a relationship, but there is never any consistency. Over the holiday weeks, she offered to come to me, but at the last minute, took it back and didn't text me for days. I sent a text to sound concerned and find out what happened. She finally texts me back about a week later touting her kids were sick.
Oh.
Should I continue to try and pursue this, or should I treat it like the old 90s, early internet chat rooms, and never really look into this? From Almost Flew to Seattle.
Oh.
You might want to go ahead and get that misogyny alert button because I think you might be needing it.
Okay, go ahead.
Like I said earlier
Armed, locked, and
about
loaded.
me and the TV, you know, I said I was just me being a man. Let me tell you something about the difference between men and women, okay?
Oh,
Should I turn off his mic?
I just let it
Go
ride,
ahead,
baby.
Go ahead,
Let
brother.
it ride. This is good TV right here. All right.
He's rubbing
Not
his
the
hands
not the
together.
kind that fall on your head. Anyway, men are obsessed with wanting things.
Okay, all right.
Women are obsessed with being wanted.
Misogyny alert.
Yeah, I said
Misogyny
it.
alert.
Yes, sir.
I said
Misogyny
it.
alert.
Whew.
Dude, you need to drop this chick, get off. She just likes having them hooks in you, brah. She's not. She digs the idea of somebody out there fancying her and wanting her and wanting to give up something for her, but she is not willing to do anything of the sort for you. She's got you on that hook. You need to cut that line, bro.
So you're saying she only engages with this guy, and I think at the beginning it says a non-relationship over text. The only reason she's doing this is because she likes the feel.
She likes the
being
feels.
wanted. That's and women in general. Like what is that?
Not
again?
100%, but a large percentage.
What, give me a percentage.
I'd probably say
4/5.
4/5.
Sure, 80%.
80% of women. Go ahead, say it again.
Are obsessed with being wanted.
Misogyny alert. Misogyny alert.
Well, you look at it.
Misogyny alert.
What are things that women buy for themselves or
Oh,
want
no.
as
I
gifts?
don't know. You tell us.
Yeah, just
Shovels?
Take a guess.
Tell
Yeah.
us. Tell us.
What is happening?
I mean, like perfume,
Okay.
clothes,
Yeah.
jewelry. What do all those things have in common?
I mean, men buy those things. To be fair, I mean, I've bought.
yeah, but that's not the top of your list.
What do men buy? Sports
TVs,
cars?
apparently. You know, things. You know,
He names one thing.
I know,
TVs apparently.
Because I want that woman. I'm gonna get a TV.
we like technology. We like things that do stuff.
We like STEM, but women
STEM.
STEM. This guy.
Anyway,
Science, technology, engineering, and math. It's a man's world, baby.
Okay, John. I think we're gonna have to shut you down.
All right.
That's
Well,
fine.
We're gonna have to come. David, you're gonna have to rescue them.
I
in
mean,
there a little bit.
I think John's message delivered is terrible. Obviously, I do not support that kind of talk on the show. I would just say, here's what I would say to the guy: if you feel that this woman's not into you, cut it loose. I mean, because she doesn't text you back for several days, says it's her sick kids. Guy, just move on. I mean, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you
you
look
know what
like. I don't
happened?
know.
She gave her kids some of these magic tissues
Oh, there you
to
go.
get them sick, so she wouldn't have to.
Apparently,
Y'all guys, this is the deal.
chat rooms are deadly.
This is what's going on, man. The girl's in a relationship. 100%. She's probably married with kids, in fact.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
And here's the thing,
Fair.
man. There are plenty of fish in the sea. You don't have to go to Seattle.
Or does he?
If you fall in love and it's your soulmate, or you feel like you've never felt before in your life, then you fly to Seattle and they make a movie about it. But otherwise, just get on Tinder. You'll be okay.
Tinder it up, brother. That's Dear John. We're going to read chat after this outro. So that's Dear John from the chat. From Jason Steen. Hashtag hot take. Jason asked, did John just turn black when he said get the hooks in her bra? And then said, did John wear that nice shirt just to feel good? Robin, come get your man. And this is my favorite part. Robin, his wife, in the chat says, I'm going to go hide now. So I think that's everything you need to say. But if you want John to give you advice, you can easily contact us on any of our social media or email us at bybpod@gmail.com. Please send us questions you have, and John will break it down. He came
He'll
strong.
give you his take, brah.
Women, they just want to be wanted. That's it. Okay, so there we go. It's 1950s, and we're feeling good about ourselves.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Tricky Dick's running for office.
1955.
All right, so we don't have any blame yourselfies this week, but that's fine. We're going to move on past that. But this week is a big, it's a big moment for the show. we've been doing these major keys since episode 7. We've been doing it, and we talked about last week, and this is going to be the last major key ever. And we'll do something else moving forward. But so if you love this segment, this is it. We're going to try to get one for the ages. So this is our major key segment where we try to give you a life lesson from today's show. Here we go.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
There's not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
Yeah, boy. All right, so this is it. The final major key. Do you guys want to just go over some of the major keys, man, as we put this thing to rest? What, John? What's a favorite one that stands out for you?
The one I mentioned last week. Never go full hot dog. That's
one of your favorite ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad one. Give Uggos a chance is one of my favorites, but Put Her in a Fat Suit has to be one of the greatest moments ever in podcasting history. I mean, you're not going to get any better than that one. That was when some kid was getting bullied at school or was bullying people, and John suggested to the parent to put their kid in a fat suit, send them to school where they could get bullied by the other kids. It's a classic. I mean, it's one of the greatest moments of all time, so that's the one that always stands out. When I think of, if I'm explaining to someone about the segment, I just tell them about that, and I think enough is said on that one. So Put them in a fat suit.
I think the
pretty
keep
good.
your kids out your mouth was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know. There's so many.
There are so many good ones. So we're going to end it with this one. We Lee, John, we kind of talked about it, but we'll just see if with John's recent advice, I almost want to change it, but we got to end on a strong note. We can't sit there going, women just want to be wanted. I mean, that is a good one. If we were going to keep doing it, I definitely would have leaned toward that. But we're going to go with Lee. Go ahead. What is the final major key as we close this? Don't blame yourself. Blame your brother. That is a great way to
blame
end.
Your bra.
There you go. Blame your bra. It's the
come on, bra. Get it right.
Here we go. That's it. That's your final major key. So there you go.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, guys. That's it. We've almost reached the end of another episode. Comments have been great tonight. We're getting people on Twitter going, you guys are awesome and all this. I love it, man. Thank you so much for checking the show out, hanging with us in the live chat. Live chat's been on YouTube has been phenomenal. That's, it's always great to see that. It keeps us going, makes us laugh and all that. So definitely come hang out with us. Now, what I want to highlight right now is that we have a writer that writes for our website. It's Adam Cox. He's from the UK. Phenomenal writer. And he has written some amazing pieces for the website, pop culture, movies, music, all those things, why he likes Friends, why we're wrong about that. But he wrote an article this week about the Police, the band with Sting and all those other dudes that were with him. And, I mean, come on, if someone described this podcast, it'd be David and those two dudes he was with. So I understand it. But he wrote a write-up on Police. He wrote down all their albums, and it was such a great read. And I'm familiar with the Police, but I'm not, super into them. And reading that article, it was amazing. He broke down the albums, what good songs were on it, what the album was about. Please go check that article out. I thought it was one of his best ones yet. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I read it a couple times, actually. So, to get that, you just need to go to blameyourbrother.net. It's got all the past episodes on there. It's got all of his articles. River, our friend, is doing his own podcast called the Still Untitled Review Podcast, where he reviews local podcasts. Did first episode on our friends from Girl Beer Sports, and he's going to be doing more as we move forward. So you can catch that on there. All of our past episodes, all the major keys are on there. All of our social media links are on there. And what we really want you to do is moving forward, if you're going to buy anything through Amazon, please, this is this simple. I'm just going to break it down one time. Go to blameyourbrother.net, click on the Amazon link, and then just start putting things in your cart and just help us out. We get a small percentage sales. It really helps us out. And if you want to email us, email John, whatever, there's an email form on there as well. John, do you have anything to suggest this week? Should they?
Well, for this week, since we are retiring the keys, write down your favorite key, hashtag it, send it to us on Twitter. And if you do have an idiot of the week or anything that you want to bring to our attention, send us an email or send us a voicemail.
There you go. Episode 91, Get You a Penis. It is what it is, guys. The major keys are done, and that's it. And, yeah, give us an idiot of the week. Give us whatever you want, your favorite key. That's good. Let's do that. It's all there on the website. And don't forget that every Thursday we're streamed on Radio Vegas Rocks. So if you want to listen to it there, please go do that. Go listen to their internet radio station. It's based out of Las Vegas. It's internet radio, and it's got some great programs on it. It's got our friends from Not Playing Stupid on it. It's got some great just radio shows, music shows, podcasts. So radiovegas.rocks. And Jason Steen, who does Scoop Nashville, who sponsors the show, scoopnashville.com for all breaking news. He's had some really great ones this past week, dude. They just continue to get better. He's starting his own podcast, so be looking forward to that. We'll definitely mention that. We'll get it out there when he puts it out there. And our friend Raquel Red does a live stream now every Friday night. So go check her out on YouTube. Just type in Raquel Red, and you will be thoroughly entertained. One of our favorite guests we've ever had. She is a hoot. She's very opinionated, and always like it when she comes over and does the show. So go check those out, man. Just keep it local, support podcasts and all that. So I think we got it. Go leave a review, subscribe to the podcast, tell all your friends about it. And I think we kind of got everything out of the way. So I guess that would being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Welcome to Memory of the Week.
This
Today
must
is
never be
Thursday,
seen
January
by
31st,
anyone.
the 31st day.
Has anybody seen this?
Nobody has seen this.
They have to be found and talked to.
On January 31st, 1971, astronauts Alan Shepard, Edward Mitchell, and Stuart Rosa blasted off aboard Apollo 14 on a mission to the moon. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, Lee, back to you.
When this thing hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.